I'm broken system, broken trust, and I approve this message.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Oh, hey guys. How you doing? Apparently I'm the most hated man on the internet this week. All right, so we've got, let's just break it down on who we have harassing me at this point. So we've got Mitchell Crooks, who has doxed me 3 times in 3 days, and then is trying to play the victim, which is weird for someone who started this shit. We have that Marcus, whatever, threatening my subscribers' children because I'm assuming he's got such a hard-on for Chris Ryder that he just doesn't know any better. And now we have Nathan Ball, a.k.a. Rebel Studio 2. Hold on, let me get this nonsense off of my shirt. Okay. So we've got Rebel Studio 2. He's the guy, if you recall, a few months ago before I moved, actually. He said something about, oh, god damn, I'm drawing a blank. Let me bring up his picture and maybe you guys can, or bring up the video that we're going to watch. Maybe you guys can refresh my memory. This is the guy that Van Balian covered like 3 years ago. So on top of covering him 3 years ago, he got his shit towed, all that regular sovereign citizen nonsense. Is Chris Ryder still on the internet? Yeah, his channel got taken down for very valid reasons. He's super butthurt about it. Yeah. And then he started another channel or added his name to another channel that's got like 1,000 subscribers. But this guy has his charges from like 2022 or 2023. And Rebel is the one who's too cheap to throw away the first part of the moonshine coming off the still, so he drank it. I can see that. Yes, that's what it was, Tony Brown. Exactly. And yes, I'm still sick, so I'm going to be muting myself when I cough or trying to. But yeah, so he doesn't have his license, all that jazz. And he basically said he was going to live stream himself driving to and from, I want to say, the grocery store. And if those cops pull me over, we're going to have a gunfight. Okay, it's cool. So again, this is going to come as a shock to probably no one who watches my channel. The amount of research that I do on most people like this guy is stupid, like stupidly too much, to the point where it's like, if I do research on somebody, well, Pegleg, he apparently is going to become a cop and come kill me because he's got qualified immunity. But yeah, he said he was going to have a gunfight. And if you guys know, I do a ton of research into everyone who fucks with me or I do a video on within reason. Like if I can find their name, I'll do the research. If it's just a random sovcit who gets busted, it is what it is. So I found this guy's address. I found that he, had XYZ charges. So I called his local sheriff department, his local police department, just said, hey, do you guys know Nathan Ball? And they're like, of course. What did he do now? And then I told him and they seemed very upset. Joey Simpson, I have a bone to pick with you because I've seen some very odd comments that you make in some very unsavory channels where you're promoting further misinformation. I just wanted to ask, why is that? But yeah, he did that. So now he hates me. And in this video, again, I think it was Troll Media Group. I believe it was your video that I watched. A bunch of people covered it where he apparently wants to like end me. And I had no idea. So I know I'm late to the game on this, but because it's about me, I figured I can probably get away with it. All right, let's do this. And again, we're watching it on BS, nonsensical, low quality. Pegleg, you're going to have to tell him that. Because in this video, I don't know if you've watched it yet. In this video, he literally says some of the most wackadoo shit about hurting me. But here we go. This family no longer backs the blue. Well, you're a sovereign citizen, so that makes sense.
People didn't look at why all law enforcement voted for Trump. Trump is their qualified immunity protector.
What?
Their qualified immunity is now protected. They can murder people. They can throw people around. They can cause them to bleed. They can beat them up, knock them out, so they can put them in handcuffs when they're not.
I don't want to get political, but normally red states are a little more strict on crime, aka like law enforcement enjoys that, and blue states, blue cities are normally more crime filled, if you catch my drift. Like, I hate to point to like New York and LA, but like New York and LA are blue. Police officers are leaving there because the law doesn't exactly work the way it should there. It's like the easiest, like Republican cops, Democrat not cops. It's an easy day for that.
Being violent, they can just start them around and dragging women across the ground like a caveman in handcuffs, though. I mean, this is the way it's going. This whole family that this happened to, except for the two daughters, I guess, because I haven't finished watching it, but I will after this. They don't like the cops no more. They were bootlickers, just like KFARR. Get them, yeah. KFARR. Take them down.
And apparently, like, everybody knows my name's Kevin. And my name's KFARR. It's like, that's my first name and the first four of my last name. KFARR. Very obvious. But this guy is, I don't know if he's doing it on purpose. KFARR. That's his name. Or that's my name, rather.
Down. They're criminals. They're bad. But now that they see that their family's not bad, and the police treated them the same way as they would treat an actual.
All right, I'm going to let me make myself just as large as him. All right, here we go. KFARR coming in hot here. So this is normally what happens with the whole, oh, this family now hates law enforcement. There's a great case, drawn a blank on what it was from. The guy would come in to, forgot if it was Dollar Tree or Dollar General. He'd go in there with a gun, rob them, and then he went in one day to rob them at gunpoint, and somebody behind him was a gun owner and went bang, bang. And now the family hates law enforcement because they shot their brother who had pulled a gun on somebody to rob them. That's how this type of shit happens. So if your friend, brother, sister, mother, father, uncle, aunt, grandma, grandpa, if they're a criminal, yeah, you're normally going to go up to bat for your family, and congratulations, now you support criminals. Like, I do not care about this guy's logic. Yo.
Actual criminal and a sovereign citizen that's in a vehicle or standing outside that they're walking up to investigate, looking suspicious or whatever. I mean, any excuse. They don't love the cops. We're winning. We got a whole group of people as a family that hates the cops now. There might be a lawsuit. They might get money going through jury trial.
My baby didn't do nothing.
But the cops ain't going to go to jail. They're not going to go to prison. They're not going to lose their guns. They're not going to lose their job. They can get violent, just throw people around and draw blood and just enjoy it. Maybe I ought to turn on my own people and become a cop. And I'll come after KFARR. And I'll come after Wrangler or whatever his name is. And I'll terrorize you two. I'll have qualified immunity. I'll be under Trump's protection. And there ain't a damn thing you could do. I could even murder you. Premeditated murder. I want to become a cop so I could be able to have qualified immunity to kill people and be violent, beat people up, knock people out, draw blood.
I just want to point this out to Nathan Ball here. Yeah, it turns out you have to have a license to become an officer, and you refuse to get one because you are a domestic terrorist. Sorry to break that to you. Let's see here. Oh, geez, the delusions are real. Yeah, like this is going to be a real short stream. Like this video is 10 minutes long. We're at 3 minutes. He already shot his load at the beginning of the day or at the beginning of the video. So it's just like, well, he wears this. That's his streaming outfit, okay? Yeah, his own people. He's the leader of the sovereign citizens. You didn't know that? Oh, God. It's just, this is the shit that I deal with on a daily basis. I have legitimately crazy people doxing me, losing their ever-loving mind on a stream because they wanted to start shit. And then when I do it better, they want to claim victim after the fact, which isn't exactly how that thing goes. Oh, and because this was put out again, apparently I live in someone's basement and stream from a basement. I must have missed when they put bay windows in basements, but to each their own. Also, if you're going to put out that I live with my girlfriend's mother, make sure it's not the woman who previously owned the home I live in before you make yourself look like an idiot. Like this much of research. Like when I research people, I can stop. When I research people, I can find everything. KTZ knows this. If I have someone who could possibly be related to you, I'm going to run that down as far as I can before I say yes or no if they're related to you. So do some more fucking research. But yeah, back to crazy. Oh, also, I don't know if this is a yogurt sour cream container, but it has been in like every single one of his videos, every single time I cover him. GS went off the rails against Ruff this morning. I'll have to watch that.
Drag people around all over the place, and yeah, maybe I ought to become a psychopath and become a cop.
Well, you're never going to be able to become a cop, but psychopath, you nailed it. You nailed it.
It might be fun. I might end up liking it. Hell, why not? You won't just hate me, you'll have to hate all of them, because my buddies will join me. KFARR, my buddies will join me and help me beat you up, lie on the reports, edit the body cams. We have it on camera. She didn't do that, and she didn't. She didn't do it. She didn't do what the cop said she did. But they don't care. If they were scared to get in trouble for being violent when they're not supposed to, none of it would have happened like it did.
He's also the person who thinks that they shouldn't have been able to. I think they broke his window or pulled him out of his car when he didn't have a license, and I'm not sure if I have the picture still. I made several posts about it. He's the guy who had the white truck, because I don't think he got it back, with like the private plate, the private property stickers, the random, 241 and 242, drawing a blank, what those meant, all on the back of the thing. Lexi, I'm lucky that my computer lets me do anything. I would go with the GPU can't handle it portion of that. But yeah, this is that guy who still complains to this day, 2 or 3 years later, about how they shouldn't have been able to pull me out of my car because I just was breaking traffic laws.
Who escalated it? The cops. Because they were questioned. Where's your warrant? You have to have a warrant to arrest people. That's the law. Fourth Amendment is the law. You can't arrest someone without a warrant. Says it plain and simple, unless they see a person actually committing a real crime, then without a warrant for exigent circumstances can they arrest them. But you can't just willy-nilly go up to people and then start arresting them and all this stuff without a warrant and probable cause. Probable cause. Read the Fourth Amendment. There's probable cause where they seen you, or they know, or somebody that saw you knows for a fact and has evidence that you committed a crime, to give them reasonable suspicion, because that gives them probable cause to show up and confront you, because then now they have reasonable suspicion and can arrest you. See, people don't know. You got to invoke your Fourth and Fifth and Eighth Amendment. The Eighth Amendment is to protect you from unreasonable assault, punishment. This was all unreasonable. They were there over a stupid domestic dispute that did not end up in any violent fighting.
Again, I've talked about this, and fucking everybody else on the planet with this much knowledge on anything has talked about this. Domestic situations are sketchy, and 9 times out of 10, the only reason the cops show up is because somebody involved in the situation called. Like those are the facts of the situation.
No blood drawn. Because other people don't want to mind their own business and call the cops. Oh, these people are screaming and hollering. Somebody might get hurt. Might. Well, what if? So? It's not based upon facts. There's no evidence to say that the what if would, well, would happen. Well, it didn't. We can't base things upon what if. Well, this could have happened if. No, there is no if. There is no coulda. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Well, the shoulda, coulda, woulda. Well, it should have done this because that could have happened, but it didn't happen. Or we should do this because this could happen. No. That's not the way it works. If this happens.
Yeah. Parsons 1122, 1000%. 1000%. So we need a new PC for KFARR grift. Yeah, rumor has it a few YouTubers already used that grift and then never got a PC and then moved halfway across the country to get a job at Hobby Lobby. Mitchell supported that guy too. Shout out to you, the unforgiven Jerry.
We should do this. We have to do this. No, there is no if. It has to happen. A crime has to happen. A murder has to happen.
I'm waiting for him to say something about there has to be a victim. There has to be a victim.
Crime needs to be eliminated. Well, we're going to arrest them and throw them in jail, and just because they may do it, pre-crime, we make sure, well, when they get out, how do you know that they ain't going to do it after they get out? You didn't stop no crime. All they did was make money for the.
So by this guy's logic, if you have a text chain between, I don't know, let's say a random person and their friend who's going to kill his wife, and you have every message, time, date, everything like that. Well, you can't arrest them because what if they just don't do it? What if they miss? They don't create a victim. Therefore, you can't arrest them. Like, what kind of logic is that?
Prison and jail industrial complex. That's all they did was make extra money. That's why they do what they do. They make extra money for every person, every body they put in that jail. Process them in, and they probably get more now. They probably get $700 something, $750, $800. Everything's gone up, so they get more money. For every person, every body that they put in the jail. And then they make extra money for everybody that was put in jail that would go to prison. But y'all want to stay blind. You don't want to see back to blue till they attack and torture you. Or back to blue till they attack, torture, kidnap, and throw you in a...
Yeah, weapons. By his reasoning, you could shoot at somebody and miss and you're good. Or by the same logic, you could use the Daryl Brooks or... God, I was just trying to talk about this last night on stream with KTZ and I still forgot the guy's name. The sovereign citizen from Georgia that all of us showed the hearing for, where the prosecutor's like, we have you on HD video shooting the guy in the head. But he's like, where's the victim? Where's the victim? No victim, no crime. Well, I need a victim to bring these charges. And the state's like, you killed him, so he can't show up. And he's like, oh, then nobody's showing up as the victim. Can't charge me. By this logic, you could miss and not create a victim, or you could succeed, and because they're dead, they're not the victim. They can't come to court. Like, the sovereign citizen logic is too scattered-brained for, like, any actual reasoning to take place.
Dungeon. Because that's what they do. They can do it. Qualified immunity. Trump gave murdering cops qualified, or a pardon. Qualified immunity. They're now about to all know, with Trump, they can do whatever they want. Because Trump said, in the first time he ran, I could kill someone and they'd still love me. Look it up on YouTube, find the video. You'll see him say it and hear him say it. He's a dictator. A sane, normal, good man would never say, I could kill someone and they'd still love me. Could you say it, KFARR? And
if this guy came to my house, or anybody who has doxed me or done XYZ to me, showed up to my home, made threats to me, and I legally shot them, yeah, I'm pretty sure people would still love me. That's how that works. What's it called? I don't know if you guys are familiar with Cain Velasquez. He was a UFC heavyweight champ. Somebody molested his daughter. He chased after them with a gun, shooting at him from car to car, shot, I could be wrong, but shot not an innocent bystander, but I want to say it was the guy helping him get away. And people still love Cain Velasquez. He got 5 years in prison because that's the bare minimum that the judge could give him. And people still love the guy. So the logic again here is, if you kill someone, yes, people will still love you. It depends. It depends on who you do it to. Look at Son. My bad, Son. What was? Oh God, the guy that they found hiding out in a McDonald's, who shot the, was it the insurance guy or the medical guy? Anywho, that happened and tons of people still love that guy. And he literally shot a guy in cold blood on the street. I bet you he has people that he absolutely loves that were sovereign citizens that committed terror attacks. I bet you he's the only one listening to that dipshit from Florida who got killed for shooting at the cops, the Moore. I bet you this guy was in his chat listening to his music. Luigi. I wanted to say Mario, but I'm glad I was on the same path.
answer me, comment section. All you who don't like the so-called sovereign citizens, could you walk up and say, I could kill someone and everybody would still love me? Oh, because I backed the blue. Yeah. No, you know you would go to prison because you're not a cop.
If you shoot at someone and they shoot back and kill you, yeah, I don't think they're going to go to jail, regardless of who it is. Sorry. It's me, Luigi. Yeah, that's... Let's see here. What did I miss? KFARR is going to be in the live action Aladdin. That'd be hilarious. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, Eric, same. I was going to bring that up when he said that. He blocked me years ago. And then he'll come over to my channel, say some sovereign citizen word salad, and then disappear when he gets proven wrong. Also, shout out to anyone who has a problem with KFARR. Come to my chat. It's there. You're not blocked. Not pointing any elbows at anybody, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's making this giant generalization that if you shoot someone, people automatically hate you. That's not the case. By his logic, every World War II soldier was hated because they killed someone, which isn't the case. They were actually heroes. Please add KFARR to the KFARR list or the character list. Yeah. I'm just going to be like the Stan Lee of the Disney universe. KFARR is going to be a background character everywhere. What's going on? So Nathan Ball, a.k.a. Rebel Studio 2, apparently is going to become a cop, get his friends, and come end my life. I can say with certainty that KFARR has not seen this new Snow White movie and will not allow any of his kids to see the new Snow White movie. We're going to go back and watch the old animated one. Yeah, Joey, it doesn't make any sense to block people. Because if you block people, that's where the communication stops. Now, there's a difference between if somebody comes to your page, I don't know, and like the majority, I think I have 2 people like actually blocked because 2 of them doxed me. And the other like 12 or 14 are like Russian porn bombers that were dropping all like random OF links in my live stream. So I'm like, yeah, you're a bot, delete, blocked. All right, we're going to clean up this next 30 seconds and then we're going to be done and go about our day and I'm going to build a chicken coop.
You can't do that. You're not a cop. You're not a billionaire who got the money to be pardoned, to get off with anything you do. Money talks. Bullshit and slaves walk or die. So, you all take care. Bye.
She crashed and then fled the active scene. We're not going to watch that. We're not going to watch that. However much I want to, we're not going to watch that. I have people... Rachel Zegler, to me, would probably be better off being thrown into a can. She is what we call in the business a terrible human being. If you sell eggs, you will be a millionaire within a week. Actually, from what I've read, the actual price of eggs are going down. So if you have eggs now, you might consider selling everything you got. Milk the market for everything it's worth. It's fine. It's just an ugly Snow White that bosses around some nightmare fuel-looking dwarves and then starts a communist revolution with a potato thief. Wow, you really know how to describe movies there, bud. Yeah, no problem, Tony Brown. No problem. Everybody, that's it. That's all I got. That's it. Live stream the chicken coop building. If I can get where I need getting cleaned out, possibly. But I wouldn't get your hopes up. My kids will probably be involved, and I might, as they get older, put them on the old YouTube if something happens where they walk in and whatnot. But while they're still the babies, I'm going to keep them babies and not expose them to the crazy people on YouTube. Also, you know what? Let's take this for a second. So if you dox me and you don't plan on doing anything, it just shows you're a pussy, but it is what it is. If you don't have a problem with it, that's on you. But if you're not doing anything, that doesn't mean somebody else will. Like this guy just said, he wants to become a cop, get his gang of friends, and murder me. You might not be using my address for anything crazy, but he sure would. I've got Lane Myers, who already doxed my address, saying he was going to come to my house, which would have been hilarious to choke out a wannabe Lance Armstrong, so that could have been cool. But just because you're not going to do anything doesn't mean there's a percentage of the internet that isn't there. There's a percentage of the internet that is crazy, and they are willing to do anything. I just want to make it a point that there are crazy people on the internet that even if you, I don't think you can mean doxing in a good way, but even if you're not going to come to my house, the fact that there are people on the internet who are crazy and willing to do crazy things, that's why you don't dox people. KFARR only had kids so they'd build the chicken. Yeah, you got me. Slave labor. Slave labor. That's the whole point of children, right? All right, folks, that's it. I got nothing. I put a video out at noon if you guys want to go watch that. If you're here, you probably already watched it. Go watch it again. I also have Reading the Room tagged at the top or pinned at the top. I put out a video yesterday and a short today. Go check that out. I might send pictures. Yeah, by the way, I just covered a guy who got 20 years for a similar situation. Yeah, exactly, KTZ. If I build it all today, I'll take pictures and all that jazz. If there's no pictures, I didn't get it done all the way. So there's that. But everybody have a good rest of your day. Be safe. Enjoy it. Bye.